Dear friends, welcome to our new video. If you are not subscribed the channel, please hit subscribe button and activate the bell button. This video is talking about the fundamentals of vitamin B12. The B12 vitamin is one of several B vitamins that are essential for maintaining excellent physical and mental health. A cobalamin is a term used to refer to vitamin 12B, which is also known as cobalamin in some circles. Many biological functions, such as the conversion of lipids, carbohydrates, and proteins from meals into energy, are dependent on vitamin B12 for proper functioning. Vitamin B12 is required for both of these processes to take place. Vitamin B12 is essential for the creation of blood cells, which is a process that must take place. It is crucial for the prevention of heart disease that healthy blood cells are produced, which makes the vitamin B12 an absolute necessity. The vitamin B12, on the other hand, is required for the maintenance of a healthy immune system. The vitamin B12, in addition, contributes to the formation of the protective sheath that surrounds all of the body's nerve cells. The vitamin B12 is essential for a variety of functions other than red blood cell formation. The B12 vitamin is required by all cells in the body, including white blood cells and nervous system cells. White blood cells make up a substantial percentage of the immune system. And when these cells are lacking in the B2 vitamin, the body's ability to fight against bacteria and viruses is reduced. Nerve cells require the vitamin B12 in order to generate the fatty coating that protects them from the environment. This protective layer can only be formed when there are sufficient amounts of vitamin B12 in the body's circulatory system. A rather modest daily recommended consumption for an adult, despite the fact that the vitamin B12 is involved in a wide range of important functions. The average person consumes many times the recommended daily dose of vitamin B12, according to research, 400 micrograms. The sole disadvantage is that the body must produce its own assistance in order to facilitate the absorption of the vitamin B12. However, because of the intrinsic factor that the body creates, this only accounts for half of the total amount of B12 vitamin that is made available. The likelihood of a B12 deficit in the majority of people is extremely low, owing to the body's ability to recycle the B12 vitamin that has already been absorbed, making it even less likely. It is possible for some persons to develop anemia if their diet does not contain enough vitamin B12. Even fussy eaters can have difficulty receiving enough of the B12 vitamin when they are young. Therefore, it is vital that parents work hard to encourage their children to eat a variety of foods throughout their lives. This is true for all critical vitamins and minerals, not only vitamin B12. B12 is just one example. What are the 12 B vitamins, and why are they so important to our health? B12 is an essential B vitamin for maintaining a healthy body and can be found in a variety of foods. It is necessary for the mechanisms that convert carbs, lipids, and proteins in meals into energy to have the vitamin 12B, commonly known as cobalamin, in the body. However, cobalamin 12B contributes to the preservation of healthy red blood cells, which in turn helps to avoid heart disease and maintain a robust immune system. Aside from this, 12B is employed to create the protective covering for all of the nerve cells in the body. The creation of healthy red blood cells is the most important task that vitamin 12B is tasked with. All cells, on the other hand, require 12B in order to remain healthy. When it comes to maintaining a healthy immune system, white blood cells are a critical component of the equation. All of the nerve cells in the body are protected by a fatty layer that is composed of 12B fatty acids. Important for all nervous system cells, but especially for those in the brain, this is crucial. The brain will malfunction if it does not receive enough vitamin B12 to form this protective coating. It's worth noting that the body only requires a modest amount of vitamin 12B on a regular basis, which is fascinating. Because the body has trouble absorbing 12B on its own, it is insufficient by itself. The stomach secretes intrinsic factor, which aids the body's ability to absorb more vitamin B12. Although animal products such as liver, eggs, fish, and meat contain only a trace amount of 12B, the average individual consumes significantly more than that amount. For most people, this isn't a big deal because the body can only absorb half of the 12B that is consumed in one sitting. It's also crucial to remember that the body has the ability to recycle vitamin 12B, which can help to reduce the severity of a vitamin 12B deficiency if one occurs. If you're a committed vegetarian or vegan, on the other hand, and you don't consume any animal products that contain vitamin B12, you'll almost certainly need to take a vitamin B12 supplement. In the case of a vitamin 12B deficiency, anemia is the most visible indication. There just isn't enough vitamin B12 to go around to allow for the production of healthy red blood cells. Anemia can also be caused by a deficiency in the body's intrinsic factor, which assists in the absorption of vitamin 12B obtained from food sources. Due to a decrease in intrinsic factor production after the age of 50, the body's absorption of vitamin 12B is reduced, and more vitamin 12B supplements may be necessary. Due to their failure to ingest enough amounts of foods that contain vitamin 12B, children are also at risk of developing anemia in the future. Pregnant women require an increased intake of vitamin 12B to ensure that the baby grows properly. A quick guide to vitamin B5 supplementation. Pantothenic acid is another name for the vitamin B5, which is also known as vitamin B5. A common vitamin, B5, may be found in a wide variety of different foods and is the most abundant vitamin in the body. It is true that a person cannot function properly on less B5 than they require. As a result, there is a good likelihood that you are deficient in the B5 vitamin. Consequently, health specialists are unable to propose a certain daily intake quantity because everyone receives more than enough from the food they consume on a regular basis. It should be noted, however, that just because a suggested daily intake is not required does not mean that the B5 vitamin is not essential for optimal health. That being said, it is true that the B5 vitamin is required for a number of functions, including the conversion of food into kinetic energy. It is the B5 vitamin's responsibility to convert dietary lipids and carbs into useful energy. The B5 vitamin can be found in a variety of meals, both animal and vegetable. However, while some B5 vitamin sources are unquestionably preferable to others, a well-balanced diet contains more than enough of the vitamin. B5 is abundant in organ meats, salmon, eggs, beans, milk, and whole grains, among other foods. It's vital to remember that when grains are ground into flour, the B5 vitamin is lost and will not be replaced in the finished product. Because of this, refined grain meals such as bread, pasta, and rice are poor suppliers of the B5 vitamin. In addition to morning cereals and baked goods, vitamin B12 can be found in a variety of foods. A combination of thiamine, vitamin B1, riboflavin, vitamin B2, niacin, vitamin B3, pyridoxine, vitamin B6, biotin, vitamin B7, and the B5 vitamin increases the advantages of the vitamin B5. Similar to the other B vitamins, vitamin B5 is essential for a variety of physiological activities. The Krebs cycle is the most important of these processes because it is responsible for the production of energy from the food we consume. It is also crucial for fat metabolism to have adequate levels of the B5 vitamin. It's worth noting that the B5 vitamin may also be beneficial in the control of stress levels. Primarily, this is because the body creates more stress-related hormones such as adrenaline, which require the B5 vitamin to function properly. There are those who feel that the B5 vitamin offers several health benefits, while others believe that the vast majority of people are consuming far more than their bodies require from foods that are abundant in the vitamin. It is not possible to have any negative side effects from consuming an excessive dose of vitamin B5. A quick overview of the B6 vitamin. Pyridoxine, often known as vitamin B6, is one of the most versatile B vitamins, and the body only requires a minimal quantity of it to function effectively. To support a wide range of body activities, all of the B vitamins, particularly niacin and folic acid, collaborate with the B6 vitamin. The B6 vitamin is required for the conversion of amino acids into proteins, as well as for the conversion of the body's stored sugar into energy for use by the body. It is important for a variety of reasons, including the fact that it assists the body in converting nutrients, such as protein and carbohydrates, into the types of fuel that it requires, as well as the fact that it assists the body in converting nutrients such as protein and carbohydrates into usable forms of energy. The B6 vitamin helps to ensure that the proper kinds of protein are available for the body's diverse requirements by regulating protein synthesis. For example, hemoglobin is required by blood cells to transport oxygen, hormones are required to regulate blood pressure, neurotransmitters are required, and numerous enzymes are produced from the B6 vitamin. When it comes to vitamin B6, the recommended dietary limit is only approximately 2.0 mg per day. However, the body makes excellent use of this small quantity, utilizing it to produce more than 60 different enzymes. B6 is found in high-protein foods such as eggs, fish, chicken, and meat. It is also added to morning cereals and bread to ensure that everyone, including those who don't consume meat, gets the necessary daily intake of the vitamin every day. It is possible that increasing your consumption of vitamin B6 will improve the functioning of your heart and immune system. When it comes to maintaining healthy blood sugar levels, asthmatics and diabetics may require B6 vitamin supplements on occasion. Large amounts of the B6 vitamin, on the other hand, have the potential to be harmful. Because the B6 vitamin is found in so many popular foods, the majority of people may obtain enough amounts of the vitamin through their daily diet. It may be required for certain persons to take a B6 vitamin supplement in order to get the recommended daily amount of B6. In order to meet the increased requirement of the B6 vitamin by the baby, pregnant, or breastfeeding mothers, for example, must consume a slightly larger intake of the vitamin, which can be gained by increasing the consumption of high-protein foods. Because the B6 vitamin is lacking in vegetables and fruits, vegetarians and vegans may find themselves in need of a supplement. It is possible that children who do not consume animal products will benefit from taking a B6 supplement. If you liked the video, press like and have a look on the references in the description box.